videos rolling and shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
What's up, community? I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy Chris Daniels, which is also he's in charge of VTG5 Ever, which he would go and accommodate any of your vintage needs. You just hit him up on Instagram. As you can see right here, he actually gave us a little bit of some gear, and he'll be continuing to provide for us as well with regards to like our whole sense of the podcast and what we want and all that stuff. Very nice little.
This is a dope shirt.
Marvel shirt that we keep on going. So I just want to say a shout out to him. Thank you so much. But again, hit him up in the DMs on Instagram. We'll put his tag right here just for y'all. And you know what? He'll just keep on doing this for our videos and all that stuff. So we just hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
You can find it, bro. Keep one more time.
I'm Batman.
Find your voice. Okay. Little raspier. Come on. Okay.
I'm Batman.
There it is. There it is.
We're back.
We're back. Episode 5. We got the phone plugged in this time, so no cutoffs.
We're not dying this time like it did last time.
We're gonna have the video this whole time.
Exactly. We're gonna keep this rolling. I think we finally got it to the point where we actually have a lot of our shit down now.
I think we know what we're doing now.
I think we're definitely on a really high roll within only 5 episodes. I think
within 5 episodes, that's like what, 2 weeks?
3
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, something around there. So we're pretty on top of our game now. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It's been like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
We got some really good feedback. A lot from, of course, friends, families, and of course other people as well that have listened to us. We actually had my roommate Josh had said that he has a whole bunch of his group that says they would actually like to be a part of it one day. So who knows? Maybe we can keep on going on with that.
Yeah.
Last episode we did the Spider-Man.
We did the Spider-Man review. That one was a little long.
That was a little long. If you guys made it through it, congratulations. If y'all didn't, we actually do highly recommend y'all do make it through it, because we do say a lot of things about the movie just overall, and and we know our stuff about what we actually were talking about that night.
Yeah.
We were on top of it that episode.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened to that one, please go check that one out.
Go to that. Of course, Marvel's Gem, Spider-Man.
That is Marvel's Gem.
But we can now
take the switch
and go
switch
to
it up.
DC's Gem.
We're talking
about the one and only.
This is what DC is kicking off 2022 with.
True justice, vengeance, the one and only Batman. But not just Batman, because if we did talk about Batman, there'd be a long-ass podcast. And I feel like Brandon would get lost a lot.
I'm probably going to get lost in this one, to be honest.
But to make it more specific, we're actually talking about Matt Reeves' The Batman. Which is coming out
March 4th, 2022.
Yeah, we're finally getting it. I know it had just gotten announced a couple years back, or maybe like 2 or 3.
Was expected.
Was supposed to come out last year. But we actually got a trailer last year.
They did it to us
at a DC Fandom, which that trailer was really
brought the hype.
Brought the hype.
Brought stupid hype.
And showed us what kind of, I guess, world of Batman we're gonna be getting, because we've seen different durations of movie cinematically. Of course, we had I know we talked about this in our first podcast. Of course, we had Michael Keaton as the first one. Second Batman was, I think, Val Kilmer, which he looked like a pretty good Bruce Wayne. I'm not gonna lie. Batman wise, And then got George Clooney. We don't need to talk about him that much anymore, but that's whenever we had Nipple Batman.
Every time I see those pictures, bro, it makes me a little sad.
Makes you weird.
It is a little weird. Like, why were they so hard for, bro? Why was Batman so cold?
Nick popping out to his fullest. After that, we got again, maybe we won't know until we actually see the Batman movie, but still to this day the best Batman, Christian Bale, with the Dark Knight trilogy. Killed that more in a cinematic view rather than a superhero view, but still a superhero view, and it's own thing. And
visually, those are very great movies. And I think, honestly, this one's gonna be it.
It's gonna be up there.
It's gonna be a very good competitor to it, I think.
And then we had Batflick, but rest in peace to Batflick. You know,
rest in peace.
We will never be
Batflick.
able to see that guy again until that upcoming Flash movie, which I'm not excited for. But
that's not the point.
That's not the point.
The point is
we're getting the Batman with the one and only vampire himself.
The vamp. Oh my bad, not the vamp. I'm sorry.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
That's
right.
Which, honestly, whenever I heard that he actually got casted, I couldn't see it. I mean, maybe like Bruce Wayne, yes.
He does have a good Bruce. It's also like that, I guess, that paleness
that
he's got to him, you know, that's kind of how I see Bruce Wayne a little bit. I don't see Bruce Wayne as like a 10.
Yeah, heck no. Got him, but like Batman kind of really threw me off a bit because I was like, we came from, of course, we've always seen, I guess, like a leaned out tone-ish Batman. I mean, we never really saw any of the past actors like what their physique really was. We just saw the physique of the costume. We all know that's,
and they bulk those up
like rubber bulk and all this other crap. But we saw Christian Bale. He was a pretty muscular guy, and then of course we saw Ben Affleck, which is fucking humongous.
Got shredded for that.
But I mean, there have been very different durations of Batman being, I guess, that sense of different sizes, or whatever. But whenever I thought of Robert Pattinson, I was like, this guy looks
a little small,
skinny.
Yeah, he's a little small. I would agree. When I first saw him, I thought there was better choices for it. Definitely. I feel like look-wise for Batman, it should have been someone more Ben Affleck's physique.
Very much.
But after seeing these trailers, though, I don't know. I like the take so far, I think.
And that's what I was going to bring up, actually, was because now, whenever that trailer actually came out, we kind of see the sense of, like I said, the world that we're going to get. Mm-hmm. And it's a very dark, noirish just scene where we see a Bruce Wayne that we've never seen comic-wise, movie-wise at all. We see like a really emo Wayne, Bully Maguire type
gloomy, yeah.
Because like in the trailers you see that his hair's down.
Yeah.
Oh, like a very long hair, like greasy looking dude,
and honestly, that's kind of that actually. The way they're doing this Bruce Wayne actually fits Robert Pattinson a lot, just because I don't know. That's how I always see him when I look at him. So it's almost like they tailored this Batman to him rather than finding an actor to be Batman. It's like, they found Batman for the actor. If that they created almost a new Batman look for this actor. If that kind of makes sense. I can
see what you mean by that.
That was probably really confusing. I'm sorry.
If you get it,
you get it. You get it.
But then we also see that not only do we, of course, we see the same blackish look of the Bat costume, but also more Metal Gear-esque, right. Where you see like more little bit of like armor plating, leather-esque mask with stitching. It's really more of like a real
like homemade. You can tell it's made. That's like you can tell someone took their time, like Alfred.
Exactly.
Took his time to make.
And as you can see, we got little
show
Pattinson right here actually, and just by looking at it, I mean you can kind of tell that like
you see it's like leather looks
little padding right here. Yeah. All this stuff, and yeah, so that's basically how it looked. And I actually like the Batman costume.
I do like it.
But looking at the trailers more and more, I feel like this Batman is I don't know. There's scenes of it. There's a beat up scene where like he goes super ham and just
he goes ham on
wrecks the goons or whatever.
Yeah.
But the movie, like cinematically, I guess like just the way Matt Reeves is directing, it kind of seems like. What can I say? Batman is kind of a not mentally strong as all these other Batmans have been. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Like IQ wise, you talking like intelligence?
No, I'm not talking like emotion wise. Like he kind of looks like
he looks very emotionless.
Yeah,
like he's feeling like nothing. I mean, he just seems Like the only emotion he has is just either nothing or just anger.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can tell he kind of seems like he has like a short fuse in this one.
He does pop off a lot. The only scenes that we've seen is that we've seen like really big time action scenes that he's been really angry, like you said, and all that stuff, and fearless. He's just going on to that whole sense or whatever.
It's brutal.
But I'm actually really excited for this movie. As I've said, Matt Reeves is directing it, and he's been the director for the past Planet of the Apes movies. And have you ever seen Cloverfield? It's like a real like it's like based off like a video camera esque. It's about like some big ass monster. Came out a long ass time ago, but he's known for making like dark movies. Very, very dark ass. So I guess they picked the perfect director for this to be directed by. And the cast, whenever I first saw it again, we got Robert Pattinson, which I'm just really excited to see the kind of different take they do. Zoe Kravitz, casted as Selena Kyle, aka the Black Cat. Not the Black Cat, the Catwoman. Why did I say that? Yo, sorry, I'm trying to switch over from Marvel to DC. Right. All these cat people just be fucking with me.
There's a lot of cats out there.
There's a lot of very cats. The way that we've seen her, we haven't really seen her in like a really, let me see how I say it, like a very popped out costume yet.
Like her full glory of Catwoman. Movie wise, we haven't.
There's been a Catwoman movie.
There's been a Catwoman, but it's like it didn't seem like it was Catwoman, if that makes sense. Like a comic,
very
Catwoman,
very sexual-esque Catwoman.
It doesn't seem like I can do that with this one, which I kind of like. They're definitely gonna make her just straight up.
Exactly. I mean, she's very beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, and I think that with what they've always done with a big time female, I guess, superhero, super villain-esque role, is they always want to seem like, oh, like she's like, beautiful, hot, all this other stuff or whatever. But and a lot of directors kind of like try to pin for that, especially for like the guys that really go crazy for that type of shit. But in this one, they really seem that like, oh, we have a very beautiful actor that can actually play a role that would be outstanding or whatever. But also based off like comics wise too, that's how these female characters
are always drawn.
Yeah, to be just
yeah, you know what we mean by that.
But it's gonna be a really interesting take because, as most people know, Batman and Catwoman have a very complicated love interest.
Interesting dynamic. Yeah.
But I know Batman comic wise has had different lovers, but this is the main one where people think like, oh, who's the woman for Batman, and to be Catwoman, of course. And they really seem like they have a very how to say, like, we see the romance in the trailers with them, but we don't see what kind of actual type of, I don't know. Yeah. It's either going to be a really good one, a toxic one, or whatever. But we know they always like to play, like, tag with each other. Especially Catwoman likes to play the hard to get, fucking manipulative.
Just like Black Cat. So you weren't right. I mean, you were wrong calling her
Black Cat. How it is. It's kind of just like
kind of how they are. Yeah.
Vice versa type shit. And then I guess we have two major villains in this movie. But
one is
the main villain.
He's gonna outshine the other.
So let me talk about the other villain before I get to the main one. Okay. So Colin Farrell, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but he actually played Bullseye in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
The old ass one.
I don't. We're not talking about that villain in general, but I guess he's come back now into the super power, superhero, super villain type esque again, trying to redeem himself from that fucking shitty ass role that he had, and he's gonna be the Penguin. And when people found out that he was casted as the Penguin, they were like,
it was a little weird.
It was a little weird, but whenever you saw the first look, we see he's completely makeup out.
Yes, bro.
He looks comic accurate to the actual character, especially with his big fat fucking nose.
He does have a fat nose. It's not long though. It's not like big long, but it's realistically.
Then he has that long. that good to me, whenever I hear it, it's like a Boston accent, but like hold it down, sweetheart, and like all that stuff. Like it sounds really good, but he looks like it. They put like the little muscle fat to make him like so
big boy.
So, and you basically like he looks like a different person. I mean, you can tell that's him, but like you can tell that it's whenever we look at him, we see the Penguin.
Yeah.
And like we don't see, and that's really different because most actors and actresses, we see them playing as this character, but whenever we see him, we don't even see the actor. We see the Penguin straight out of the comics.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty good, and it looks like the way that the trailer's been going, kind of. There's a good amount of footage, but knowing
I feel like
that
it's not showing.
It's not showing
anything,
a
though.
lot though, because
I
we know it's almost a 3-hour movie.
I think I read that in one of these early reviews that like they do a great job of like hiding the actual plot of the movie, because right now it just seems like Batman versus. Oh, you haven't gotten to that villain yet. But,
whenever that first trailer came out, I know that someone had said that we only had gotten
that was like
25% of that movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, okay, that's a lot for being at 25%. But you know, that'll be good for that. And then the main villain, which we've seen, actually both these villains in the past, we saw Danny DeVito as the Penguin way back when, and that was a really weird looking penguin.
That was weird.
But we also have Paul Dano as the Riddler, but a very darker Riddler.
Dark, almost sadistic.
And the way that we used to have the Riddler as Jim Carrey played the Riddler way back when. That was a very funny.
He's always been wacky.
Like
wacky
I've always liked that as well, but we've never really seen the Riddler like this because we always know that he's kind of just like the clown-esque, or like not the clown, but like clown. We'll talk about the clown later.
Hopefully we'll see that.
But like it, little like villain that's just like shrugged off or whatever. But this one looks really dark-esque, and we know that he kills someone in the trailer. We just don't know what it is because his face is completely taped up.
Yeah. And
he actually has a costume this time.
He's got he's got an interesting costume. It's very different.
He's wearing a mask with, I guess it's his glasses, because we've seen him. I guess you kind of notice he does wear glasses.
He's got like goggles. It almost looks like goggles type thing on. I really like that face mask though.
The face mask looks really different. I mean, it's a we know he's green, but it's very like darker.
It's very dark, almost army type green.
And then you can't really tell like the color scheme in this movie because like I think the way they're directing it is very dark based or whatever.
It's just dark, yeah.
And I think that's how Zack Snyder actually did that as well too, based on his like the 4-hour Justice League movie, the original, good Justice League movie,
the good one.
And I kind of like that noir state of how they're doing it. I've actually been a real big fan of just looking at.
Because that's DC.
DC is supposed to be meant like that.
General, yeah.
And then after that, we actually have two main important characters, which was a very interesting cast in my opinion too. Jeffrey Wright played as James Gordon.
It's an interesting character flip.
And as we all know, like James Gordon is actually a white male,
usually like a white guy.
But now we actually have our first African American Jeffrey Wright as James Gordon, which.
I don't mind it.
I mean, no, he's a really great actor. But his mustache is all right. It's not a very James Gordon-esque mustache. Look, hey, I'm gonna be honest. The only reason that I said that is because most of these James Gordons have really nice stashes. Yeah. This guy has an all right stash. He's just it's like a stash. Like we all know, it's like James Gordon has this like comb brush stash. It's kind of a staple. But I mean, as long as he plays good to the part, I'm okay with it. And then we have Andy Serkis, which we've seen him. He's been the voice and somewhat CGI actor of what's the precious dude name in Lord of the Rings again?
Dobby? Is it Dobby?
That's from Harry Potter.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've never seen. Is it Gollum?
Something like that. Some weird ass, but we'll learn more about Lord of the Rings later on. But he's played him, and then we've got him as Claw in Marvel. But we know that Claw is deceased. If you've seen the Black Panther movie, spoilers.
Yeah, it is Gollum. Okay.
Gollum, and then but now we have him as Alfred Pennyworth, which
that's interesting. I thought that was.
We've seen I guess a younger Alfred Pennyworth. We've seen a younger Alfred Pennyworth in the Gotham series, but movie wise, we've always seen an older guy. This guy's he's old.
Saw him as,
he's old, but
like an older guy, but he doesn't seem like comic Alfred old, like
exactly
that guy's
like
man.
Fucking bald ass hair,
the
little two stash right there, whatever. But I mean, I think he'll do great to the part. And
Ben Affleck's Alfred was a young guy too.
Younger, yeah, but he still looked old. Like this guy, like he just doesn't look old. Like I feel like he's been the same look for like years.
Yeah, he kind of has.
But the cast is good. I remember originally, whenever casting the Penguin, I think they actually wanted Jonah Hill to be the Penguin at first, which is kind of fucked up because I think they were just going for size. Which I don't think Jonah Hill is even that fucking overweight anymore.
Huh.
But that's like the main cast of it. We see a new Batmobile as well.
Looks sick.
It does look sick. Again, like retro-esque. This movie is retro through the fucking roof.
It can take looks like it can take a beating, as it should.
Exactly. And then I guess like we can't really, me personally, I can't really compare it to comic book wise because it's very, very different.
Very different.
I think the only one that I guess I kind of could compare it to is there's an animated movie called Batman Year One. It's very darker-esque as well. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of going off of that also. A few little things that were kind of pointed out of what I've heard from other people as well is that there's a Batman's bat is very metal-esque apart, like with the costume as well, and a lot of people are saying that the metal is actually the metal that was used from the gun that killed Bruce Wayne's parents.
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
If you look at it, I think they showed a close-up of it, and it just looks like gun parts.
Yeah.
Right, just like put together.
Exactly. So they're saying that like I guess we'll see a little bit. The only thing
that's a cool little detail.
that I don't want to see is what they've done with almost every single movie, especially with Batman v Superman, is that they've always showed Bruce Wayne's parents getting killed.
Always.
And again, that we know that's the origin story. Again, like comparison to it would be Spider-Man, of course. Everyone knows the origin story of him with his Uncle Ben getting killed, and then Bruce Wayne, his parents getting shot. Mm-hmm. But Spider-Man did a really good esque of cutting that out, and because everyone knows it. So I mean, if they didn't put that in there, I think everyone would be okay with that not being in there because everyone knows like what the fuck. I think we've seen it in like 7 different Batman movies already.
We even saw it in. We even teased it in the Joker. Do you ever see that one?
Oh yeah, like right towards the end,
like at the end.
Joaquin Phoenix
is in front of the theater, and then you see two people with a kid, and then you see the thug follow them down the alley. That was a cool little detail.
Exactly.
But maybe that's.
See now we can bring it into perspective now that
for this
we see a very, very dark universe for this, which means that we probably would and hopefully get a very, very dark Joker even after this movie is be successful. Because I mean, we've only heard of those 2 villains. We don't really know if someone could come out and be.
There has to be. There's always
like a little tease.
Third one teased, yeah.
Tease like towards the end, maybe for a lead up for it, because I think they're starting this new universe over, and we're gonna have Robert Pattinson for a while. I think in no doubt, and I don't want to jinx it or whatever, but just by how it's looking so far, this movie looks like it's gonna be a hit.
Oh yeah. So this is gonna be, I think DC's like little like recovery film. I think they haven't had too good of a reputation in the past, and then with everything that we're hearing about these upcoming movies, like especially Flashpoint, everything that we're hearing about it seems like
DC is racking up so far. Like the way that they're going up, they're gonna redeem themselves, I believe.
I think this is gonna be the one.
But they have again another shot to do it. If they fuck up, they're just gonna go down the hill again. But speaking of the Joker, we do have Barry Keoghan, which he was in the Eternals.
Right.
But he's underneath another name. But a lot of people are speculating that he might be our Joker.
I did see that, yeah.
A lot of people are saying that he might be that, but if not, I mean, we do have a whole bunch of all these actors if we're looking through this page or whatever, but a lot of these just kind of just look like a fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
and I would really not like to see that. I know someone had gone on saying like, oh, what if Matthew McConaughey was the Joker? Dude, I would not want to see that. Hell no, I definitely wouldn't want to see that. But, if we find someone that looks like very leaned out as slick back hair. Yeah. So, I mean, I hope we get someone that'll complete doing this. And also, whenever I'm talking about this as well, like I said earlier, we get a really dark Riddler. Penguin, I think, is very on point, comic and movie-wise. But the Riddler in a dark-esque, he would seem as a very psychotic Riddler compared to some of, I guess, a Joker-esque vibe. So if they were to put Riddler at their crazy-wise, then the Joker that we would get would need to be like
even crazier,
10 times crazier.
Yeah.
So this is a very good universe you could really mess around with. And I'm really excited to see exactly what they keep on portraying with the character. And who knows, maybe we'll even get some other, maybe we'll get a Robin. I wouldn't mind that. We haven't seen a Robin in a fucking minute.
I wouldn't mind that, yeah.
Like, I don't think we've seen, we've only had a Titans Robin, and they tried to make it dark-esque, but it made it too over the top. But this movie has really, really high expectations. Matt Reeves hasn't really casted a bad movie, just like not movies that would live up to this hype. And I think people are just really, really aching to come and go see this. And we're actually ready to go see this, which is to the point where we actually got tickets.
We do have our tickets for it.
We got him.
So we're going to see it the Thursday that it comes out, which is
March 3rd.
The 3rd?
Yeah, March 3rd, and we're on 5?
5 p.m., which means that Friday.
The Friday, I think we'll do a movie review
Sunday?
Yeah, we'll put it out that Sunday, just so people have a good weekend to look at it.
It will be what, spoiler free? Should we do the first half?
First half non-spoiler, second half spoilers all the way, and
just to give you guys a chance to watch it,
get it going, because I think and Brandon even said this right before the podcast that it might be movie of the year, because
I think so. As
we've always seen in the past, Batman's always been that cinematic superhero, like I said, and you can really mess around with the character just just kind of seeing it where you can really get good emotions out of it, because he's a very serious character. He's not like one of these joke around characters. And I honestly I think there'll be like funny scenes in the movie, but they're not trying to be funny.
No,
they're not gonna make a crack ass joke like majority of like Marvel and like these past superhero movies that they've done or whatever. But this is gonna be taken really seriously, and this will be the start of the upcoming foundation of DC and where they go to, because they also announced that this movie is supposed to be Earth 2's Batman, which the other DC movies that we've gotten were Earth 1 base. So this will definitely be another universe, which I think they will try and connect it to the DCEU as well. So maybe that's where Flashpoint will come.
Gonna lead us into.
So I think that's what we're gonna get into. So again, really excited. Hopefully we get a 10 out of 10 movie.
I think it will be. I really think
we will get.
I really think this is gonna be a spectacular movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially for being almost 3 hours.
I have very high hopes for it.
I think there will be one point in the movie where it's gonna be like, oh, they just have to add this just for the duration of the movie, but they will be adding a lot, and I'm just really excited to see how it goes. So I'm sure. This is really us saying, get your tickets. This will be movie of the year. Honestly, 2022 is gonna have a good one. I think there's
right here, movie of the year.
Movie of the year. This is gonna pop off. So again, this is actually a really short review that we actually wanted to do, but we wanted to get this out because since we got the tickets yesterday, we wanted to really talk about this and just get everyone, because I know people really want to hear like more stuff going into the Batman, and as much as like we don't really know anything yet until we actually see the movie, but we're getting closer and closer, almost less than a month away, and let's just release the movie out already.
I know. Oh my god, I've been waiting for it. This is probably the second most awaited movie for me, other than Spider-Man. I was waiting.
And you're not even like a big.
I'm not even a big
Batman
DC.
fan.
Yeah, I'm not a big DC fan in general. But like this one, just from the first trailer, you can just tell it's gonna be a great movie. Just
it's gonna be
cinematic wise. I
goated.
think the visual effects are gonna be insane.
People have been waiting for this solo Batman movie since the Dark Knight trilogy had ended, and
we got a new Batman. Yeah, because this is the last solo Batman movie that we've gotten within. What was the last?
2020. either 2012 or 2013 was whenever the Dark
So that's
Knight.
almost 10 years since we've had a solo Batman. That's crazy.
This is gonna happen. This is
Does,
it.
Going back to Robert Pattinson though, does he in the first trailer doesn't he have like a homemade suit that he has for himself and before he gets like an upgraded suit, or am I tripping? I feel like I saw that somewhere that he has like an old homemade suit.
Oh, it's like he's like a burglar.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
nothing
so,
like really
right?
too special, but I think he might use that as like an undercover type stuff whenever he doesn't want to be the Batman. But we'll see that.
So do you think this is gonna be like an origin, or do you think like this Batman's already been established in this universe?
I think it's been established. I hope so, because I really don't want to. On my opinion wise, I don't want to see another origin story of this shit. Just jump into it. But I mean,
fair enough.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't be. I would like for them to say like, oh, we've dealt with a little other villains already, but he does look pretty young for a Batman. He doesn't look Ben Affleck's old ass.
He doesn't really look like he's been like worn. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. So I mean, maybe he's getting into it. Maybe
it's fresh
not.
start Batman. Maybe not.
But
I guess we'll see.
I guess we will definitely see whenever that comes out.
Regardless,
Again,
high hopes.
March 4th, 2022.
Tickets are on sale, so go get your tickets now.
Go snag them because
If you
people
haven't
will
already.
be banking off them that weekend.
Yeah.
And
do not wait until the last minute.
And if you do wait until the last minute, we're still doing the review.
Yeah. So, yeah. I guess you're skipping that episode. I'm sorry.
Exactly. But I guess before we end it off, we just want to say thank you all again for making us one of your top geek stations.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for all of you loyal
podcasts.
listeners
We actually
out there.
we do have more stuff coming in that we will be producing off, just banking off of some of the stuff that we said in the earlier podcast, and we're still working on it. And I think we finally, like I said in the beginning, finally got this down.
We've got a good foundation going right now.
We're really excited to just keep on growing for ourselves and with y'all, of course, the most. So stay tuned. We're still going to bring in a lot of fun, a lot of good commentary. Mm-hmm. And y'all guys have a good rest of the whatever.
Yeah,
day.
whatever day it is, night, day, weekend, weekday, whatever it is. Thank you guys. Go tell your friends about us.
Yeah, go watch any of the past 4 episodes that we put out already. And
we appreciate it. We appreciate any kind of feedback you guys have for us too.
Exactly.
Anything you've got. Just
and if any of y'all would like to join us on a podcast later on, that
hit us up. If you want to talk about a certain topic or anything,
we'll be posting certain topics here and there just to see like, oh, you know, again, that comment section on YouTube, that's what it's for feedback, but also what else you want us to talk about. Mm-hmm. Next episode we'll actually have something very interesting for y'all, but you guys will just have to wait until.
Just wait for that one. We're not gonna tell you what it is.
We're gonna tell you what it is, but you know, you guys will definitely like it. But again, you know, I'm Nene.
I've been Brandon,
and we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Mm-hmm.